you went through them private NBA meetings where they're asking
Yeah,
crazy questions about.
I ain't gonna lie, keep it 100 with you. Like 4 teams, 4 teams, 3 teams. I'm not gonna say the teams, but 3 teams. My whole interview was about Jaleel Okafor. Like my whole
Why
interview.
did they do that? I don't.
And the one team, my whole interview was about Justice Winslow.
What were they trying to get out of you? Like, were they asking about them, or they were just.
And we really just asked about them, like, and the ones with Ja, like they knew how like close me and him were, like we literally did everything together that last year. He was very vocal about that. So yeah, man, he like they was like it was like a first 48. How does he prepare? How's it with his family? And how's it like everything? Like, like I'm always have my brother back. Like, he the best player in the draft. Like he generational, like which he was to me. I thought, no, I'm not saying he was not generational. Like I thought he was the best player in the draft. I thought he was the best player in college. At that time, like I thought if he rolled the ball out, I'm taking Jaleel over Cat at that time. You know what I'm saying? Obviously the NBA has evolved to where like, Cat is stretch five, can shoot the three, pick and pop, you throw it down to him.
Mm.
Amazing defender, amazing shot blocker. But at that time, like Ja used to always say, like, man, Cat ain't trying to see me right now. Like that's why we wanted to play Kentucky. Like we wanted them. Their team was crazy, but we
Yeah,
got
that seems.
hearing about that they're undefeated and blah blah blah. And then we went to the Final Four. Like they were so swagged up. Like they all had they beats and they had chains and
There, Coach Calipari got them right though. He
swaggy. Like they was,
yeah.
but like we was like, I mean, what's up? Like you feel me? Figure it out. So
Yeah.
lose to Wisconsin, obviously their team was crazy. Like their team was incredible. But yeah, man, like at that time, like I think we all felt that Ja was, the best player in college. So, read my interviews about him. Stuff was real basic, man. 'Cause like I wasn't a lottery pick or first round pick. So they probably didn't do that much extensive like research on me. And obviously like my story is kind of like known for everybody. Like I had a couple teams like reach out to like my AU coaches and my like young coaches and stuff, but um nah, man, I heard some like man they reached out to my fifth grade teacher. Yeah. But
The fact.
it's like when you about to make an investment for millions of dollars, so they want before they make that investment, you want to do as much research as possible. So I respect it for sure.
When you're going through the draft, you went through your process and everything. Did you have a feeling you would get drafted though that draft?
I was 95, 97% sure that I was getting drafted the night of the draft, for sure.
Okay.
And when I started doing like, because I mean, I had a great senior season. Like I was All American, won a national championship. I
Mm.
was second leading scorer behind probably the number one pick. Like I was a leading scorer in conference. Like I was all defense. Like and coach was very vocal about that. Like growing up, I was never known as a defender, but my last 2 years, like the best perimeter player, I was guarding. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Me and Justice would switch off. Sometimes people they were bigger. But like me and Matt Jones, like that whole season, like Matt Jones would start sometimes, but sometimes he wouldn't. But 9 times out of 10, I was getting the task to guard the best player on the perimeter. So I thought I proved everybody defensively, like, hey, like I can do everything. Obviously, offensively, like I broke some assist records at Duke. And I scored the ball in my senior year. So I'm like, I mean, I've been a scorer my whole life. I mean, if y'all been doing y'all research, y'all know what I did at DeMatha. I know what I did with Assault. Y'all know what I did at Oak Hill, scoring. Obviously, Duke, I had to play a different role, but when I needed to be a scorer, I was a scorer.
Mhm.
So I just knew I was getting drafted, but you're a senior, you never know. You play below the rim, so you never know. But then when
Right.
we started doing workouts, and I'm like chilling, like it's all 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 and getting up shots. And
Yeah.
then I mean that's
It's
literally
life.
that's for me. So I'm
Right.
doing well in my workouts. And I had a couple teams promise me, like, all right, if you're here at 45 or 49, we're gonna draft you. But they had just brought that draft and stash thing back where like, all
Oh yeah.
right, that was the thing at that point, like
Yeah.
we're gonna draft you, but like you can't like I had 3 teams on draft night, say, all right, we're gonna draft you here at 43, but you have to agree to draft a stash. We're gonna draft you, get your name called, but you're gonna play summer league with us, but you're not gonna come to training camp, and you got to play the entire year in the G League. Like
Mm.
we're our team, and can't get called up by nobody, and we're probably not gonna call you up. So it's basically like you getting drafted for to go to the G League, which is cool. Like what I'm saying, but like my agent was like, "What you want to do?" And I'm like, "I ain't on that. Like I'm
You
trying to
try to play.
I'm trying to be in training to compete for a spot."
Yeah,
So, um,
facts.
like, then I didn't want to do a party. I didn't want to do nothing. But I'll never forget, man, the day of the draft, they put like their last mock drafts out, and on two of them, well, one of them I was going 26 or 27 to Brooklyn,
Mm,
and the second one I was like 31, 32.
mhm.
So I'm like, "Hey, mom, yeah, we might got to do something." You know what I'm saying? She was living in an apartment building. She rented like the little theater out, and I had like 20 people come over, and I just knew I was going to get drafted. But um, when it got to like, they like, yeah, so we're gonna draft you here, like, but it's gonna be a draft stash. I ain't feeling that. I ain't with it. So by the
Mhm,
time 51, you know, my agent told teams not to go ahead and draft, and we want to pick, where we're going to play summer league at and where we want to go training camp at. So it was tough, and it's still just to have that undrafted, stigma on
mhm,
you. Stuff, but I'm happy I did it because
mhm.
it made me go harder. It made me appreciate stuff a little more, and it was something I always wanted, but like it wasn't like the end of the road. You know what I'm saying?
But you're one of the few players who went undrafted and got a ring. Matter of fact, you got 2 rings. Well, we're gonna get to that. So that's like tough territory to be in. And also you played a big role in both of the championships you got. With the Lakers and with the Warriors. That was dope. So we'll get to that. So who would you say was the first team to give you an opportunity?
Okay, see,
OKC was the first one. You had to play in the G first though before you got.
OKC wanted OKC was the main team. Like I said, I worked out with them twice.
Yeah.
And they had two picks. They had a lottery pick, which they ended up drafting campaign.
Okay.
They drafted Dakar Johnson, but I don't we can look it up, but I want to say that pick was in the 40s. And
Okay.
I said like I was the first, no disrespect to Dakar, but like they wanted me to take that pick,
Mm,
that draft stage. And
okay.
the car agreed to it. And like they the whole and he was killing that year. And he was
Facts.
in the G League the whole year. So but they gave me, my first opportunity, this campaign. He was hurt. So, I remember KD called me. He was like, "Yo, I want you to come play summer league with us. Like, I'm gonna make sure it's done." So I played summer league. I went to OKC for like the training camp because that one was in Orlando. So we did like a training camp there. And it was cool